The best Western show for Yellowstone fans is not part of Taylor Sheridan's universe. Even though Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone has grown into a franchise of its own, the best show to watch after its ending isn't one of its spin-offs. It's Timothy Olyphant's classic 2010 Western. The ending of Yellowstone Season 5 left a lot of fans with a big hole in their watch lists. While the story of the Dutton family isn't ending, there are already several new Yellowstone shows in the works. Many viewers may be looking for something else to watch in the meantime. There are, of course, also the Yellowstone spin-off shows 1883 and 1923 ready to watch, but they don't scratch the same itch. Part of the reason why 1883 and 1923 aren't perfect replacements for Yellowstone is because they're traditional Westerns. Yellowstone is a neo-Western due to its setting in the modern day, and there just aren't many great neo-Western shows out there. There is, however, one neo-Western starring Timothy Olyphant that works as a perfect replacement for Yellowstone, and its modern setting makes it even more similar than 1883 and 1923. It's actually one of the best Western TV shows ever made, and any Yellowstone fan is basically guaranteed to find something to love about Justified. Justified is a great neo-Western that Yellowstone fans will love. If you're looking for something to watch now that Yellowstone is over, Timothy Olyphant and Walton Goggins' Justified is the perfect choice. Justified follows U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens, Olyphant, as he returns to his old hometown and clashes with a local criminal element there, including his childhood friend and occasional ally Boyd Crowder, Goggins. Justified is essentially the prototypical neo-Western. Raylan might as well be a sheriff in the Old West, but he's hunting drug dealers and escaped convicts instead of bandits and train robbers. There's plenty of intrigue, mystery, and action, and Justified is actually very similar to Yellowstone in a number of ways. How Justified compares to Yellowstone, and which is the better neo-Western. The clearest similarity between Yellowstone and Justified is in their genres. Both shows focus on characters who are seemingly born too late trying to find a way in a world that has passed them by. Raylan would function a lot better if he could just kill the fugitives he hunts, while Yellowstone characters like John Dutton too, Kevin Costner, would love a world where cattle ranchers could just kill anyone who wanted to take his land. They also get into a lot of trouble because of their old approaches to life, and there's plenty of drama in each. While Justified and Yellowstone do feature a lot of Western action, from gunfights to bar brawls and more, there's a bigger similarity that makes the former a great replacement for the latter. Justified and Yellowstone both have a strong focus on the complicated relationships of their main characters, and there's always a lot of interpersonal drama to keep things moving in the absence of action. Raylan and Boyd's dynamic is just as antagonistic and enthralling as Beth, Kelly Riley, and Jamie's, Wes Bentley, is in Yellowstone. They also both focus on highlighting the beauty of rural America, even though Justified takes place in Kentucky instead of Montana. As for which show is better, it's hard to say definitively. Yellowstone certainly leans more into the soap opera side of things, where family dramas become the main focus of the show. Justified, on the other hand, starts off as much more of a detective procedural with an overarching story happening in the background, which may not be everyone's cup of tea. It comes down to personal preference, but on paper, Justified is probably a better show than Yellowstone. Justified was much more consistently good throughout its 6 seasons, and its spin-off, Justified, City Primeval, and it didn't have the pacing problems Yellowstone and its spin-offs often suffer from. Justified showed how to do neo-Western on TV before Yellowstone. Regardless of which is the better show, which is mostly a matter of opinion anyway, it's clear that Yellowstone owes a lot to Justified. Before Justified, the only Western TV shows were classics like Gunsmoke or more traditional revisionist Westerns like Deadwood. Justified paved the way for neo-Westerns to make it to the small screen, and it's probably fair to say that Yellowstone wouldn't be possible if Justified hadn't come first. The genre just wouldn't have been popular enough for Taylor Sheridan to write Yellowstone or his movies, like Hell or High Water. It's also not just that Justified helped prime audiences to neo-Westerns on television, but that it basically nailed the serialized neo-Western formula right off the bat. Every storyline is perfectly tailored to play off Raylan's gray morality, off of Boyd's memorable antics, and off of the very setting of the show, in rural Kentucky. Justified is almost perfectly paced throughout its run. It knew what its audience wanted to see and delivered that with almost every episode, and it's an almost perfect example of the neo-Western genre. Basically, if you liked Yellowstone, you're going to love Justified.